What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another Prime Icons video. EA have released Michael Owen and Prime 97 rated Maradona, and wow. I don't know if this speaks about how expensive Ronaldo and Pele are going to be, but this Maradona, by all accounts, is cheap. Cheap, very, very cheap. When we look at the icons available on Footbin, Michael Owen is going to cost you around 600,000 coins. What you require for him is a Liverpool squad with 3 Liverpool players, a Real Madrid squad with 2 Real Madrid players, Newcastle, Manchester United, 4 very, very easy, very achievable teams there. Also an English squad, again quite easily, 4 England players but an 84 rated squad, but you can quite easily get around that. Use 4 basically low rated England players and use some other high rated 85s, 86s. An 85 rated squad, an 86 rated squad, and Bob's your uncle, that's it. 2 team of the weeks in the 86, 2 team of the weeks in the 85, 2 team of the weeks in the England, a team of the week in the Manchester United, and a team of the week in the Liverpool. So a fair few informs which bumps the price up to around that 600,000 coin mark. But generally speaking, for Michael Owen, if you're a big fan of Owen, if you're an England fan, if you're building an England Icons team, it's reasonably well priced. We'll have a look at his in-game stats in a second. But Maradona, guys, is currently valued at around 2.8 million. You need to exchange 1 icon for the first section. It doesn't have to be a central based icon. It can just be an icon. You just need 1 icon and that's it. Job done. Boca Juniors, very simple. Barcelona, very simple. Napoli, very simple. Argentina, very simple. You then need an 83 rated squad with 2 informs, an 84 rated squad with 2 informs, an 85 rated squad with 1 inform, an 86 with 1 inform, an 87 with 1 inform, and then an 88 and an 89, both with 1 icon each. So it's only 3 icons needed to get the prime icon Maradona. And it makes him cheaper than Thierry Henry. Who else is more expensive than him, or around the same price? You've got... Who have we got? Jesus. So Lothar Matthäus is only 500,000 cheaper. Prime icon Ronaldinho is the same amount as Maradona. You've got Dennis Bergkamp way cheaper. Vieira is about 500,000 cheaper, so that's not too bad there. Thierry Henry is about the same price as Maradona. It's a 3 icon requirement. And so if prime icon Maradona requires 3 icons, I can't see Pele or Ronaldo requiring much more than 4 icons. I think 4 icons would probably be an absolute maximum for them. Of course, I've done the loans again, guys. We've got our 4 icon loan team with Kyle Walker in here. Michael Owen there, 4-star weak foot, which is great. 3-star skill moves doesn't make much of a difference. Medium work rates, I think, is a little unfair. I think high medium it definitely suits Michael Owen far better. But in terms of his stats, it's good, not great. Low strength, low aggression is a little bit of a problem. Okay stamina for a striker. He's going to cost you an extra time and potentially late in games. His dribbling is great. What I like most about it is the reactions and the dribbling, the ball control very high. You know, you whack a hunter or a hawk on this guy, boost that strength and aggression, boost that pace, boost that shooting, very good. Composure only 84 as well. That's neither here nor there. You know, we've discussed composure to death. But I think, you know, in terms of in-game stats, this is a good card, not an exceptional card. I don't think it's worth the money unless you're in love with Michael Owen, a big Liverpool fan, a big Real Madrid fan, a Newcastle fan. Maybe you're going for those England duos or trios in the team, then potentially Owen would be a good guy for you. But absolutely, even if he plays out of his skin in-game, I don't think that this card is necessarily worth it. And the only thing that makes me wonder about the price of Maradona, although it's 97 rated, there's a few things that really go against him. First and foremost, he's only 5'5". That is a big problem in Ultimate Team, and the fact he only has a 3-star weak foot is a huge problem in Ultimate Team. But also, he only has 78 stamina. So again, it's a card that's not going to last you all into extra time, and you're going to struggle to hold on to him in the late sort of 10 or 15 minutes of the game, even if you play him at cam and not as a striker. You know, you could play him as a striker, you could play him at cam. Obviously, his in-game stats are fantastic, but you know, he's small, poor weak foot, low stamina, and that might feed into why he's relatively cheap given the fact he's a 97 rated card. You could also take into consideration that Ronaldo has 5-star, 5-star, so maybe he'll require 5 icons. You know, when you look at Pele, obviously 4-star, 5-star, or 5-star, 5-star for Pele. It could be a bit different, but I'm blown away by the need of only 3 icons for this Maradona. And the beauty is that as the end of the game draws closer and team of the season comes in with all those super high rated players that are going to just obviously be super cheap. You know, you're going to get the 89, 90 rated team of the season cards from the obscure leagues that are like 30 or 40k. It's going to make someone like Maradona sub 2 million coins, which is fantastic. But anyway, this is our team, guys. We are going to go into another game. Let me put some fitness on this team. We are going to go into the DKT. As per usual with these, if you guys will drop a thumbs up, would be absolutely amazing. We're going to play the first game. If I get a rage quit before halftime, we'll go into a second game. If I don't, then we won't. So I'm going to get into a game, guys. I will be right back. Okay, guys, our opponent for today has got a 4-3-2-1 team. He's a FUT Champs qualified, certified player. That red Alessandrini is there. He's got a meta team, Martial, the upgraded Son, 82 Fernandinho, 83 Firmino and Dembele, and then a super meta defense. Maybe not his fullback per se, but generally speaking, that isn't the worst team. We're going to try and do bits here. It's called Wenger Out FC. I don't blame him. I'm as an Arsenal fan, I'm a huge believer in Arsene Wenger. I tweeted this out as well, you know. For me, Arsene Wenger has been a good positive change for Arsenal during my time growing up. You know, during the 90s and the early 2000s, Wenger winning all those titles, developing players from nobodies to becoming some world superstar talents. I gave him the benefit of the doubt time and time again. And I also understand that there's a lot of politics in the Arsenal backroom. You know, since David Dein left, Wenger has not been getting the talent coming to the club. Stan Kroenke wants to run the club as a business and not as a football club. You know, he's unwilling to spend money, and obviously that becomes very, very frustrating. We spent a lot of money on the Emirates Stadium, which had to be recovered, but we're still just at this point in time. There's no excuses. You know, we've got money in the bank. We've got a team that's decent, and you know, a few players away and some squad depth away from being a team that can challenge again. And for some reason, we just won't buy the right players. You know, I talked about this on Twitter. What we did is we had a net positive result in the transfer window, the last two transfer windows. We've actually made money. And all we've done is we've sold some attackers and midfielders, and we bought some attackers and midfielders. And I mean, is that not a foul? And I mean attacking midfielders. You know, we bought and sold attacking midfielders and strikers, and we haven't really invested in our defence for a while. You know, we bought Gabriel, we sold him the next season. We bought Mustafi, and he actually wanted to leave at the start of this season. He wanted out of the club, but fortunately, well, maybe unfortunately, depends how you look at it. He's still at the club. Laurent Koscielny is, for me, the strongest defender in the team. You know, we bought in Kolasinac, but I just don't know if he's suited for the Premier League. You know, I feel like he's more suited as a left wing back rather than a left back. And when we played the 3-5-2 or the 3-4-3 or whatever, the 3 back or 5 back, whichever way you want to look at it, Kolasinac was definitely a good player in the team. You know, he scored goals, he was getting involved in the action, but as a straight left back, he just doesn't quite cut it. And neither does Nacho Monreal. You know, as good as Monreal can be on a game-to-game basis, he just doesn't have, you know, you look at the best left-backs in the Premier League, you look at Alonso. What is going on there? You look at Alonso of Chelsea, and players of that ilk. You know, you look at the Jordi Albas, you know, outside of the Premier League, obviously, but you look at the Jordi Albas, the Alabas, the Alexandros. These guys are world-class superstars from that left-back position. They are game changers from a defensive position. Arsenal definitely don't have that. Ooh, there's that strength of Owen coming into play. So, yeah, this guy, funnily enough, this guy's team name has spurred it on. But the bottom line is Arsenal need to invest heavily in the right areas of the field, not just buying, you know, another Aubameyang or another Lacazette or another Mesut Ozil or another Mkhitaryan, and get rid of, you know, like I could see it happening this year. I could see Arsenal getting rid of Lacazette this year and going and signing some other striker that we just don't care about. Ooh-wee, referee. So bottom line is, I've always been Wenger in. You know, I've always believed that there are reasons outside of him as to why we don't improve the squad, don't get what we need out of the squad, and so on and so forth. But it's also true to the fact that Wenger, with as much power and as much kind of collateral that he has, ooh, you have given me a goal, my friend. Oof, off the line. Yeah, you know, with as much clout as he has in Arsenal, you would think he would stand up and be like, hey, I need to improve this squad. We are not going to challenge if you don't invest the money. And if you don't invest the money, I'm out. You would think that he would, you know, with the amount of time he's spent in the club, you would think he would stand up for his team, for his club, because Arsenal was very much his club at this stage. You know, and I'm not saying I necessarily think that's right. A manager should never have, you know, carte blanche in terms of power. But I just feel like there has to be something else going on. Because surely Wenger is not sitting there just happy with the way things are going. You know, he's obviously a good manager, hence the reason he's been in a job for so many years. He's won so many trophies, he's done so many good things in his managerial career. It's surprising to me at this stage in his career that he's not able to just say, hey, I need more. And so for that reason, today and on, you know, the weekend, we were poor in the Carling Cup, or not, what's it called, the Carabao Cup final. We were really poor, as poor as I've seen us for a while. And I thought, you know, it'd be interesting to see what changes he makes in the league game. And we did make some good changes, and we came out with a much more attacking squad, and we were actually better, albeit the result was the same as the Carabao Cup final at 3-0. We were actually a much better team this time around. We created far more opportunities. We were involved in the game a lot more. You know, we actually gave a good account of ourselves. But, you know, Man City are just absolutely too good. They're a fantastic team at Man City. They're an absolutely sensational team. But after today's performance, it's clear Wenger just doesn't have the dressing room. You know, the players, he doesn't have them. They're not playing for him anymore. You know, they're not working hard. They're not fighting. They don't show that desire that a lot of clubs, a lot of players, and a lot of managers show. And it just seems like everyone at Arsenal has given up. And based on that, it's time for a big change. You know, manager out. A lot of the deadwood players out. Granit Xhaka out. Who else am I mad frustrated with in our team? A lot of them. You know, when our backup midfielder is El Neni and was Coquelin, and don't get me wrong, Coquelin had potential, but, you know, you look at Man City's backup midfield and they're superstars. You look at Arsenal's backup midfield and they're terrible. And our starting midfield isn't even great either. Our starting 11 is so woeful. There are a few players in our team, but you think, yeah, like in a new team, you'd want them too. You would want Aubameyang. You would want Lacazette. You would want Mesut Ozil. I personally think Ramsey is good. I like Koscielny as well. I love Bellerin. I think he needs growth, time to grow. But he's got the potential to be an absolute superstar at right back. But when you look at the general bulk of our starting 11 and reserves, we are a really poor team. How long are we at for this video? So we're already at 13 minutes of this video. I'm not going to go into another game in case it takes the whole game and we go wide. We're almost at half time anyway. Good performance from the team. Maradona didn't quite get a goal. Michael Owen scored the one, and Henrik Larsson scored one as well. Larsson there laid it into Owen. Owen got it back through to Henrik Larsson. Defence all over the shop. Beautiful little finish there from Henrik Larsson. Overall, it's to, you know, this is to play and feel how the team plays. I mean, I'm playing with a full icon team, a 97 Maradona. Obviously, that Henrik Larsson scored. Michael Owen scored. Michael Owen felt good in that game. He did feel rapid, but there are so many players in this game that have those sort of stats and that kind of ability. You know, you could easily get a striker for a fraction of the price of Michael Owen, and sure, he won't have the ability to link to everyone, but you can definitely get someone within a fraction of this price with a 4-star weak foot, 3-star skill moves, good pace, good shooting, good dribbling, low physicals. You know, average composure, good ball control but not spectacular, bad passing, bad curve, which is obviously important in shooting because finesse shots in this game are so broken, so having good curve is important in a player. I just don't think necessarily Michael Owen is worth it. I don't think realistically any of these players are worth the money that you're going to spend on them. I think they're a waste, and I think come towards team of the season, anybody that has done prime icons generally is probably going to look back and think, man, I wasted way too many coins on these players when I could have just played somebody else in there and got almost the exact same output as them. But guys, this is going to be the end of the video for today. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.